ugly almost always looks better in the dark, and looks even more alluring when you look at it from afar. And you know how hormones go when you're 17 and spring starts. The first girl that you fall into, you don't ever wanna be apart from. You're thinking with love, not using your head, and your heart's dumb. And if you've been there, I know you feel that beat even when there's no drum. So that natural beat really plays a big part. And it's a whole lot of stupidity when you're born with a big heart. Big scars from big cuts, from big wars you wouldn't give up. It was you against each other and the world, so you forced yourself to live tough. It just wouldn't work. I was born in the 90s, she's the 80s. But you know what they say, two ugly people makes a cute baby. My mama always told me not to play in the dark, and don't play with fire, but I had to feel the spark. I'm tired of seeing all these ugly people masquerading around with the lights out. So my baby was on the way, I wasn't ready with my life. I didn't tell my mom for 3 months, and when I did she fell and cried. She thought that I couldn't lie, she hated being in the dark. My mom, she's a truly beautiful woman, and on top of that she's very smart. So that definitely wasn't the place for her. She thought that I was replacing her, cause when I tried to emancipate from her, and when I ran away from her, some other family took us in. She called them all enablers, she called them evil, not that they were demons, but that I was her angel first. Sometimes I think how this situation would go if I had a dad, but sometimes two beautiful people makes a baby go bad. My mama always told me not to play in the dark, and don't play with fire, but I had to feel the spark. I'm tired of seeing all these ugly people masquerading around with the lights out. My mama always told me not to play in the dark, and don't play with fire, but I had to feel a spark. I'm tired of being one of these ugly people masquerading around with the lights out. I grew up being that child that spoke up the most in the class, and if I had a question about anything I didn't understand, I would ask until the teachers got mad. I got cussed out in the science class. My social studies teacher yelled at me, and then she ripped a giant map. The teacher broke a ruler when I asked why in math. It turned out what she was teaching us, she didn't understand. And all the measurements and calculations they taught us in the math, they didn't teach us how to apply, so we used those skills with crack. I can't get those years back. Playing in the dark, doing chemistry with baking soda, selling math equations, watching crackheads spark. It's hard, I take it to the heart. The ironic thing is I was looking for the light by searching and dwelling in the dark. It's crazy. My mama always told me not to play in the dark, and don't play with fire, but I had to feel a spark. I'm tired of being one of these ugly people masquerading around with the lights out. My mama always told me not to play in the dark, and don't play with fire, but I had to feel the spark. I'm tired of seeing all these ugly people masquerading around with the lights out.